Hey guys, Chucky here bringing you guys a new video. We're doing Sylvans again, and the reason why we're doing Sylvans again is because I had a pretty good idea. You can probably already tell from looking at the deck list what that idea was. I don't know if using Destiny Heroes in a Sylvan deck was already a thing, but I think it is really solid, and there's a reason for that, and that is Diamond Dude and the Sylvan charity card is ridiculous with it. It's we'll get to that after. We'll just go through the deck list. The extra deck I'm still working on. There's just so many numbers you can make, and Sylvans are a very difficult deck to use in the first place. They really do punish bad players, and they actually reward good players. So using Sylvans is a difficult thing because if you make one misplay, you pretty much just put yourself out of the games, or you put yourself in a worse position than you really needed to be in. And I can't say that I haven't made these misplays, as you'll see in these replays that we go through, because I made a lot of these misplays. I could have went OTK and missed it because I was just dumb. And that happens. I mean, it is what it is, but there are a lot of 2-ofs in this deck, and there's, I'm just a big fan of 2-ofs. I don't know why, it's just one of those things. But we're going to start off with the Hermitry. Hermitry is really good. You mill him, you get to look at the top 3. Not really relevant, but the relevant part is that excavating the top card, and if it is a plant, you actually get to draw one card. That is really relevant in this deck. Then we have 2 Sequoias. Sequoia, when he's milled, you get to add a Sylvan spell or trap card from your graveyard, but you only have Charity, so you just get Charity back from your graveyard. And if you do end up excavating a other Sylvan card, you can actually special summon him from your hand, so that's a really strong play to get a free 26 out and not really even have to worry about it. Then we have 3 Malicious. Malicious is just going to be your main D-draw targets. And D-drawing is going to allow you to draw 2 cards and get him in the graveyard, which is going to allow you to sync up. I am planning on actually putting a Plague Spreader in here. I think Plague Spreader would actually be really good, and not sure why I'm not already running one. Plus, I have that need for a level 2 tuner, which would just give me those extra little extensions of play. Also, I can get out a little bit more damage if I need to. So, definitely going to be putting a Plague Spreader in. I just don't know what I'm going to take out yet. I'm still working on the numbers. This is actually my first build of this. And then we got 3 Diamond Dude. Diamond Dude is ridiculous. As you can see, we're not running any traps. I feel like running traps would be really slow. In every spell that we are running, except for the field spell card, is a normal spell that you can actually use with Diamond Dude's effect. And this is very relevant because we want to be able to use him and reoccur him as many times as possible. We are running 23 monsters, but I don't think it really matters because the Sylvans all ditch each other and all the other plant monsters anyway, so then that leaves Diamond Dude open to be able to get rid of these spell cards because they all go to the bottom of the deck via the effects of the Sylvan cards. So then we have 2 Marsh Leaf. Marshall Leaf, you're going to see me make some misplays with him because I thought it had to be a face-up monster, and then I read it later on and I was like, oh, it's any monster. But I didn't want to hit yes, because as soon as you hit yes, then you're the only one with the face-up monster. You have to kill your own face-up monster. So that's why I haven't done it yet. And yeah, now I know it's any monster, so it could be a face-down. We have 2 Lone Fire. You're usually just going to go out for your Hermitry, or you're going to go out for your Sage Sequoia. Just which one ever you need at the time. Or you can actually go out for a Spore or a Glow-Up Bulb to get those synchro turns off, but obviously Lone Fire Blossom is a really good card. Then we have Kumu Shroom, Shroom Moo. He's really good. You know, if you set him face down, he gets flipped face up. You get to send excavate 5, and then yeah, you can use the effects of those plant monsters or whatever. So 5 is a huge amount. Or if he's sent from the deck to the grave, you actually get to destroy a spell or trap card. So he's probably one of the best of the regular monsters for them that aren't, you know, over leveled. And then we have Spore, of course. You could just ditch, you can remove a plant from your graveyard from play to actually special summon him, and it gains that many levels. So if you get rid of a 1, he becomes a level 2 tuner, and then you can tune for that. You know, you remove a level 2, he becomes a level 3. So we have him so he can become up to a level 4, which is all we really need. We don't need him to become really more. I mean, obviously he could actually become a level 9, and then you can go from 1 and then get Leo. If that play was available and that's something you really needed to do, you could do that. Also, you could make him an 8 and then match him up with, a 2 and do the same thing. So there are some plays that you can use him for other than that, but you're usually just going to make him a 2 or a 3 and go for something with that. Peacekeeper is going to allow you to reoccur your Spore, your Glow Up Bulbs, or your Lone Fire Blossoms. He's just a really, really good card, and no reason not to run him. And then we have 3 Princess Spout, because we're going to be sending so many cards from our deck to the graveyard. We want to be able to get plays off of Princess Sprout, and when she is actually excavated, you can special summon her as any level between 1 and 8, which is really ridiculous, because you can go for any synchro that you want at all. But the only problem with her is that you have to know what you're doing ahead of time before you actually get her going. And she's the reason why we're actually running Mount Sylvan. Sylvan, yeah. I don't know. Glow Up Bulb is just going to allow you to reoccur. You mill the top card, and then you can special summon him. 1 for 1. We have so many 1 targets, including 2 of our tuners and our Princess Spout. We can actually do some plays with Princess Spout 1 for 1. Like I said, the Spore with the Hermitry, make it a level 9. You have the Princess Spout off of the 1 for 1 that you got rid of the Spore for, and then you have some plays right there. Ojama Delta Hurricane. Of course, you don't need any Ojamas to use this card if you have Diamond Dude, and there are plenty of ways to actually put it back on top. I mean, we have the Charity. Charity allows you to put it back on top. It's really, really good in this deck because you're just going to keep it in your hand. You're never going to really set anything anyways. So just having it in your hand, and then you have the Charity. And we only have one way to really get rid of spells from our deck, and that's actually Glow Up Bulb. And the unfortunate chance of milling this is pretty low considering, I mean, we have 41 cards. So if you're using the Glow Up Bulb, there's a chance that you won't mill it. And then we have Regeki, of course. Regeki's really good. If you can get Regeki off with Diamond Dude or Delta Hurricane, you're pretty much going to get free destruction. It's pretty much going to make them not want to play anything for that turn. And then you have free reign over that next turn with the scare of Regeki being out there. 2 reinforcements allow us to go and get our Diamond Dude. If you mill this with a Diamond Dude, you can just use it to get a Diamond Dude next turn. It's pretty good. Destiny Draw, of course, with Diamond Dude is really good. In Sylvan Charity. Sylvan Charity, use it to put it back on top of the deck. You play your Diamond Dude, you activate Diamond Dude, you get rid of the Destiny Draw. There's just, the plays are crazy. You can just do some really crazy plays. Or you can just use them to get rid of your Malicious or Diamond Dudes if you don't have that play and you really need something. Soul Charge, of course. I mean, any real deck that's trying to Synchro or XYZ definitely wants to have a Soul Charge in there. Fragrance Storm is just going to allow us to get rid of our crappy plant monsters to draw 1 to 2 cards. This isn't as good in this deck as it is in the other Sylvan build I have, but it is still a very solid, relevant card most of the time. Because sometimes you might get stuck with just Peacekeepers in your hand and you have a Fragrance Storm. In this case, Fragrance Storm becomes way better than Upstart Goblin because of the fact that you can play Peacekeeper, get its effect, use the Fragrance Storm, draw up to 3 cards in that one turn possibly, and maybe get like a Charity, use the Charity, you get a Diamond Dude, you get a Destiny Draw, use that, you can just start comboing off of some stuff. Foolish Burial, you usually go and throw away your Spore or Glow Up Ball, but this is another reason why I definitely want Plague Spreader in here. I'm not sure if I want to go up to 42 cards or take something out, but I'm not sure what I would actually take out. So maybe one of the field cards, but the field card is pretty relevant. Sylvan Charity times 3, of course we already talked about this. It just allows you to draw 3 cards. Then put 1 Sylvan and 1 other card back on top of your deck. You never really want to put all of them back on top. But in some cases, it might have to happen if you have the plays that you can actually go out on with Diamond Dudes or something like that. And then Mount Sylvania, Sylvanai, we're going to call it Sylvanai, It's just going to allow you to get rid of your spores in your hand, or your glow up bulbs in your hand, or your peacekeepers in your hand, to put stuff on top of your deck that will be relevant that you can actually use this turn. You could actually put the charity on top of your deck, use a diamond dude, get rid of the charity, and then next turn you can actually use that charity, which is a really solid play and actually allows this to go off even harder, because you could do that, and then you can mill at the end of the turn, which this is already in the grave, and then if you have a monster on top of that's on top of your deck, then you actually get a 2 off of this one card, so it actually ends up paying for itself. Plus the diamond dude actually get to use this, which you get to use this, and potentially draw 3 more cards, which is a gain of 1 essentially. And I mean, you didn't even have to really do anything to get it, so it's really, really good. For right now, this is what we're running. Running one Aurea. Aurea is really, really solid, though I often don't go for it, and I actually just go for the Alessi, but Aurea is actually really, really good if you could set up the top of your deck with a charity, or with the Mount Sylvan. We have one Bulb Knight just for his attack. I think he's the best 4-star, kind of. I mean, it's kind of hard to say. Plus, he's a warrior, which is kind of relevant. We got Armades is our only 5. We're not going to go for 5 too often. 5 is just pretty much Diamond Dude plus Spore, or a Spore plus a Martial Leaf when you get rid of one of these guys or whatever. So you're not going to really go for a 5 too often, and when you do, you're just definitely going to want to get Armades every single time anyways. One Goyo, once again, you're not going to go for 6 too often. It's kind of hard to get 6. You can go 6 here. You can go 6 with Lone Fire, but you're never going to do that anyways. You can go 6 if you get rid of him and then go with the Mushroom, or you can go for 6 after you get rid of one of these with Diamond Dude, but you're not going to really get that too often. Ancient Fairy Dragon, since we're running field cards, it's just a really good card to actually use, and the special summon from the hand could be relevant in certain situations, especially if you really want to go off with the Soul Charge. You can actually just get a huge field out that will allow you to do a lot of things with that one special summon of a level 4 monster, plus the Soul Charge, because you can't conduct your battle phase anyway, so it's just really solid. And you could destroy other field cards, and with Harpies out there, that could be good, or with Dark World, something like that. Black Rose, of course, you're just going to be able to destroy the whole field. Dark Strike Fighter just allows you to push for that OTK. Stardust is going to be your number 1/8 go-to, just in case they have bottom list, they have Torrential, Mirror Force, something like that. You definitely want to get him out. Then we have Thought Ruler Archfiend, just to negate those effects at target. There's a lot of effects at target right now, so you're definitely going to want something like this. Colossal Fighter, which is a card that hasn't seen play in forever, but since we're running so many warriors and they can get into the graveyard, we definitely want to have something that can get powered up and has a ton of attack because of it. And when he's destroyed by battle, you get to, select one warrior in either player's graveyard and special summon it. So, yeah, he's really, really good. And then Black Feather Winged Dragon, once again, just looking for cards that have a lot of attack. And when you take damage from an attack or card effect, you can send 5 cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard. If any monsters, this card gains 400. So this allows you just to get some of your cards into your graveyard and stuff like that. You're not going to really go for him too often, but I mean, the situation comes up. He will probably be the first one to come out for Beazle if I put in the Plague Spreader. So, Scrap Dragon, of course, you could just kill one of your crappy guys. If you have a Spore out on the field or something like that, or you have a, Peacekeeper, you could destroy it, and then kill them, or you could even kill your mountain if you don't really need it anymore, or your Reinforcements in the army you could just set, or your Fragrance Storm you could set and then just destroy it and then destroy one of your opponent's cards. Crimson Blader is just going to allow you to push for those games, and Leo is just going to be that beat stick that you need at the end of the game, or just to push for the OTK. So yeah, let's get to some replays. I've been talking about the deck long enough. Here we go against some Crystal Beasts. We started off with an alright hand, because we did get the D-draw with the Malicious. We're going to get another D-draw off. We're just going to play the safe play, and we're going to play the Mushroom. He's actually going to play the Tiger. I would have went with the Diamond Dude, but we don't know what we're playing against yet. So he's going to see that I'm playing the Sylvans here, which is fine. I'm going to draw a Malicious, which is pretty unfortunate, but I'm going to be able to tribute those to get that out. He is actually going to Torrential, which is going to give me the Sequoia. I'm going to be able to go out to the Colossal Fighter, which I'm going to just go out until Leo with. And there we go, we're going to be able to get 3100 out. I know that they have a lot of effects at target, so it's definitely a good idea to go out with him. Going to go with the Diamond Dude, try to get something, but we're not going to be able to. I'm just going to attack because I know a lot of the Crystal Beasts have low defense, but was definitely not expecting that. He does have the Harmon, which 3 continuous spell cards, but he doesn't have 3 continuous spell cards. So that's going to be pretty unfortunate for him. We're going to actually just put her back on top so we can get her back out. We're going to be able to put her there, use the Destiny Draw. We're going to be able to get the Diamond Dude. We're going to mill the Soul Charge. We're going to be able to get this guy out, which we're just going to return his monster back to his hand, which is going to force him to actually do that. We're going to put it back on top of his deck and be able to attack for a ton of damage. So we're just going to go for the 1-for-1 to get the Princess out. We're going to use the Princess to put Martial Leaf back on top of the deck, so that way if he does play anything, we actually get to kill it at the end of the turn, which is perfectly fine. But I forgot that it was... I didn't use it because I thought it was only face-ups, and it was just a just-in-case card. So, yeah, we're going to be able to take out the Crystal Beast pretty easily there. Fluffles up next. A lot of people are using Fluffles because of the Fluffle support card, the OCG stuff. And we're actually going to get a pretty good hand starting off here. We're going to get the Sylvan stuff out. We want to put the Herm Tree on bottom of the deck. That's why we actually went for it. But we actually get we have a second Herm Tree, and we're just going to send him to the graveyard. Look at top 3. We're going to be able to get Herm Tree out. And then we're just going to be able to get like a ton of things. I'm just going to use Spore to get that, so that way I can bring the Spore back as a low 4 to go for the Stardust. Because now that I see that he's playing that, I figure he's going to have some destruction effects. And I don't want to get caught in the situation where I get, you know, Darkhold or something. And he's actually going to mill the Capulse, and his hand is not very good against what I am doing. Next, we're going to go up against Metal Reflect. I don't know what this deck is trying to do, but yeah, look at that unfortunate hand with the Reborn Tengus. And there's just really nothing. Well, now I know what he's trying to do because he does have the Raw Disciple there. But he has the Reborn Tenkus. First turn, I'm just going to go for the Hermitry. I don't know why I call it Humtree all the time. Hermitry. And I'm going to actually just activate his effect, which is going to show Malicious. I'm going to go for the Lone Fire, which is going to give me another Hermitry. I'm going to go for his effect. I'm just going to go out to this. I'm going to be able to mill a card, return that back to the top of the deck because I can do it again, and I don't want him to have to draw into gas because I know he does have the Tengus in his hand. So I don't really have to worry about that. I'm going to draw the Hurricane, which is pretty unfortunate. I'm going to go for hoping to actually get the card I needed, but I didn't. But I'm going to be able to mill the Sprout, bring it back. I'm going to be able to put the Glow Up Bulb in there, mill the Malicious. I'm going to be able to go out to that. I only went out to him because I see that he has the Tengu, so I figure he's trying to go for some Synchros or some huge monsters, but I'm just going to put the Reflect back on top of his deck. I don't really care that it's there, so it's not a big deal to me. I'll let him have it. It's not going to affect me because I can just go out and mill it here anyways. I'm going to be able to get the Sequoia's effect plus destroy the Metal Reflect. I'm going to be able to draw some cards, and then he is actually just going to quit knowing that he is going to lose that turn. So next we're going to be up against Jinzo. Of course, Jinzo, I don't run any traps, so Jinzo decks aren't going to be really that effective against me. Diamond Dude's going to miss there. I got a pretty good hand because I do have that 1-for-1. I can get rid of the Malicious and get my Tuner. He's going to sacrifice into me. He is going to set that Call of the Haunted. I'm just going to go for the 1-for-1 with the Spore. I'm going to get rid of the Malicious, get a Malicious. I'm going to go for the Dark Strike Fighter, the Lone Fire. Going to get the Lone Fire to thin the deck, go for the Hermitry. I'm going to actually mill another Hermitry, which is going to give me the Sequoia here. And this is where I could have OTK'd if I would have actually just summoned another Malicious plus the Spore and went for anything. Um, I didn't even have to go for anything. I could have just had them out and actually attacked, and it would have been relevant there. But he's just going to go for this. He's going to go for that guy. But he made the mistake actually killing my tree, which is going to allow me to get my peacekeeper that I put on top. I'm going to be able to get the lone fire back. I'm just going to use the lone fire, get the princess. I'm going to sacrifice the princess, put princess on top, use hermitry to get princess effect, bring it back as level 4, bring spore back as level 4, get scrap dragon, destroy this to destroy that, and actually kill him. There was a couple lines of play that I could have used there, but I think that was the safest one because I could still use Dark Strike Fighter's effect. Next, we're going to go up against Lightsworn. This is pure Lightsworn, which I found actually very interesting because you don't see that anymore. As soon as I saw Aaron, I was like, wow. And then I saw the Celestia. I was like, okay, I see you. So I'm just going to go out with the Mushroom because I know he's going to attack me. I still flip, so I'm going to be able to go back to the deck and get the effect. But he didn't actually set any Spell or Trap cards, so it didn't really matter. But I am going to get a pretty good mill here. I'm going to be able to destroy that and special summon the Glow Up Bulb. Glow Up Bulb's going to be completely safe, though he is going to get some good mills, and he's going to be able to use that next turn. So I'm going to actually not be able to get really anything. I'm just going to go for Armades because I don't want to see an Honest here. So I'm going to be able to take him out. But now he has 4, so he's going to be able to go for the Dark Armed. I was hoping he would overcommit here, and he kind of does. He's going to be able to attack, put me down to 33. He's going to mill. He's actually going to mill another Judgment Dragon and an Honest, so I feel like I'm in a safe place. I'm going to de-draw Regeki, Sylvan. I'm going to play her. I'm going to be able to get the Sprout. I'm going to make it come back, get the Sequoia also, and go for the 1-for-1, get the Spore. I'm going to be able to go out to the Stardust, mill the Hermitry, and be able to attack for quite a bit of damage on that Soul Charge. He needs to get a Judgment Dragon to even consider winning, and he can't. He does have a pretty good hand. He could have actually probably did something, but he decided not to. Next, we're going to go against Nick with his Tribute Stun deck. He actually starts off with a pretty bad hand, and he did beat me the first game, partially because I misplayed. I had the Diamond Dude and the Destiny draw. I used the Sylvan draw, and I put the wrong card back on top of my deck and misplayed there. So I put the Shroom back on top so I could destroy one of his cards. I'm going to go out with this guy because he's stuck in my hand. And I'm actually going to be able to mill the Keeper, which is going to get me the Sequoia, which is going to get me the Glow Up Bulb, which I'm going to be able to put her on top, which I'm going to be able to mill her, bring her back as a 7, go out for him, go for that, going to go out to the Dark Strike Fighter, and that is going to be an OTK. So it didn't really matter what he had because that turn 2 was just so disgusting that there was really nothing that he could do there. Yeah, sorry about that, Nick. Next, we're going to be facing this guy who's using Harpies, who is talking a bunch of crap, saying that I was a noob and I didn't know what I was doing and all this stuff. So I'm just going to set, I'm going to play the field card just in case, and then I see he's playing Harpies, so I know he's going to destroy my field card already, which is not a big deal. He's going to get Harpist, which is kind of annoying. He's going to destroy his card that allows him to get Harpies back. He's going to put my card back into my deck, which is perfectly fine. I don't care. He's going to refill his hand, which does suck, but it is what it is. I'm going to use the Destiny Draw and the Diamond Dude. I'm actually going to get really good cards. I'm going to go for the Hermitry. I'm not going to hit on it, though. I'm going to be able to attack, and I figure even if he goes for another one next turn, I'm going to be in a pretty good position. And he's going to go out with the Chancellor, which I figured he's going to destroy his own card. He's going to get another Harpist. He's going to get that. He's going to put it back into my deck, which is perfectly fine with me. It's not that huge of a deal for me to have my creatures going back in, but except I'm going to draw it. I'm just going to play face down my Mushroom. He's going to use Ignite. He's using artifacts with Harpies, which is actually pretty interesting. He does not play a monster, which is going to put me in a pretty good position, and I'm going to mill 4 cards of gas right now. I'm going to be able to just do a ton of plays here. I'm going to be able to get rid of his artifact without it actually affecting anything. I'm going to be able to destroy his monster and get a guy that can potentially turn into something next turn. So I'm just going to draw the Peacekeeper, which is kind of annoying. I'm going to actually use the Soul Charge. It's going to put me at 1200 life. I'm going to go out with the Spore. I'm going to go out to the Stardust, which he called me a noob. He said, "What is Stardust going to do for you? Why would you go Stardust?" And it's because they often run bottomless trap holes and stuff in their decks, so I didn't want to get into the situation where I was stuck against bottomless trap hole going out for this huge play. I thought Ruler Archfiend, of course, is going to be a very strong play. And he said GG noob, and then went into this guy and attacked me. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, well, I guess it is GG, because I do that, and I get the Sylvan draw. He does have a Phoenix Blast down, but there's not really anything he could do, because I am going to just special summon a bunch of stuff. And he flips the Wing Blast and says, you're lucky, because I have to go, I can't hold in this poop anymore or something, and he left. And no, he was going to lose, because even using that, I still have two 2700 attackers out on the field, and he will have no hand, and in Harpies, you never want to have no hand. I know what this card is, because of the fact that he got it off of the Pot of Duality, so I already know this is a useless card that I don't need to worry about. The Wing Blast is probably going to return this Hermitry back to my hand, which is fine, because then he's stuck with no hand at all, because he has to discard Harpy Lady 1, so there was really nothing he could do. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this new iteration of the Sylvan deck, and it's really good, and it's really fast. As you can see, you can just get so many plays on one single turn. Your turns take forever, though, but it's definitely worth it if you know how to play Sylvans and you know how to play just a fast deck in general. This will be a deck for you. It's very fun, and games are always different with the deck, so make sure you guys check out this deck. Make sure you guys rate, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys later.